Let's stay with this question for a minute. 9 raised to 67 divided by 7. We have already figured out that the possible remainders were 2 or 4 or 1. And you should be able to see in steps also. 9 raised to 1 gave you 2. And you did not need to think of the 9 cycle again. You could have just thought of the remainder cycle. You have 2. Next 9 will also bring a 2, you get to a 4. Next 9 will also bring a 2, you'll get to a 8, which means 1, right? So you have that cycle now. But we're not thinking of cyclicity, we want to focus on the remainder of 1, because I know remainder of 1 makes my life very, very easy. What gives me a remainder of 1? A 9 cube gives me a remainder of 1. So can I think of this? My task then becomes 9 raised to 67. Can I rewrite in terms of powers of 9 cube? Right? So this 67 in terms of 9 cube, and if you've calculated the, if you worked out the division process earlier, you will be able to do this fairly quickly. You will see that you will be able to create this. My task was to try and look at this number in terms of this number. So using laws of indices, this will open up, this will become 3 into 22, which will be 66. But you want 67. That means this, you wanted to form a 9 into 9 into 9, a triplet. You will form these many triplets. As of now, we are not too interested in this. As we proceed further, we'll need it. But as of now, actually, this number doesn't matter. What does matter is how many 9s are left out, right? Because that will finally determine a remainder. Each of, and okay, now this 9 cube 22, now think of it as a big giant X for a minute. This means X into, okay, let's think of it as a giant A. So this means A into A into A lot of number of times, right? Our original question was divided by 7. Each A is a 9 cube. I know 9 cube gives me a remainder of 1. That means each A is going to give me a remainder of 1, 1, 1. So overall, for all of this process, when I take this and divide this by 7, and we were talking about 9 cube, each 9 cube is going to give me a remainder of 1. There are so many 9 cubes, each of them will give me a remainder of 1, and they're multiplied to each other. That's what the indice means. And multiplied by themselves, they'll give me a remainder of 1. So all of this, I don't have to worry about it. Whatever this number was, 9 cube raised to 22, my overall remainder after everything would be 1. That means my question then becomes, think of the remainder for this 9, and the remainder was 2. So now once again multiply the two remainders, and my final overall remainder would be 2, which we also saw by the cycle method earlier. So if staying with the 1, if this is more comfortable to you, you can start thinking like that. And remember, your challenge was how to write 9 raised to 67 in the terms of 9 raised to 3. That means the idea was from the chapter on indices, or your indices skills are at use here. Then it becomes a question of trying to understand, okay, how do I do this? Then you think of this, okay, there are 67 boys. You want to create a team of 3 boys. What will you do? You will take the 67 divided by 3. That will leave out 1 boy, and that means there will be this 1 9 extra, right? So hopefully with the cycle and with the trying to group it together and seeing what is the leftover remainder is another way of thinking about it. Don't worry, we will not do it one more time, but just repeating the idea. So what have we learned so far? What are the key findings for us? That this 9 raised to 67 is a lot of 9s. Each 9 is going to give me a remainder of 2. That means my overall remainder would be 2 raised to 67. So instead of whatever we were doing earlier, that I found the 3 remainders and the cycle involved, that is because we were trying to learn the patterns here. Now I am saying try and think of it as a new question, That means the question was 9 raised to 67. Now the question has become 2 raised to 67. It is definitely bigger than 7. That means you should take this number and again divide it by 7 and try and find out what is the remainder. So now my question becomes 2 raised to 67 is being divided by 7. What is the remainder? You can think of it as a new question also, or you can think of how, as you solve one remainder problem, often you might get another remainder problem. Earlier it was very easy, it was 1, so 1 raised to 67 straight away gave you 1. But now it is not that easy. You got the new problem as 2 raised to 67. And again, keep it in context that we have already discussed it a couple of times using a couple of ways, right? So now let's play with this problem. 2 raised to 67 divided by 7. Because we just want to repeat the game a couple of number of times. So you have 2 raised to 67, and obviously I can't think of what the number would be, but I do know that it means a lot of 2's. How many 2's? 67 2's. Now let me go step by step because that's what we have learned so far. This 2 divided by 7 is going to get me a remainder of 2. What is my aim? My aim is to try and get to a remainder of 1 because I saw my life becomes very easy after that. If I can get a remainder of 0 or something, my life would be even better. But so this 2 or try and find a cycle. Okay, what are the possible remainders? Because then I can find out where is the cycle landing. So I see remainder for 1 2 would be 2, for another 2. But now if I think of grouping them, 2 of them, my remainder overall becomes 4. So what I'm saying is, because we'll use a lot of shorthand to explain this, 2 square when divided by 7, you can see 4 divided by 7, remainder is 4. So, but here we'll try and do it a little more in run time, try and stay with the idea. So when I think of 2 2's, the remainder would be 4, right? So okay, this is some number, the remainder is 4. This 2 is again going to give me a remainder of 2. Let me not even think of the remainder, let me just multiply, let me not even think of the dividend, let me just multiply the remainders. 4 into 2, my new remainder, and where have I reached? I have reached 2 cube. My new remainder is 8, right? And this is in shorthand, 2 cube divided by 7, the remainder is 1. Remember, 8 divided by 7, once again the remainder would be 1. So we saw 2 raised to 1, the remainder was 2, 2 square, the remainder was 4, and at 2 cube the remainder became 1. And from this I can conclude again, when I go to 2 raised to 4 divided by 7, I just have to multiply this remainder by 2 again, and I'll get the remainder as 2 again. So I will reach this cycle. So I see my remainders are 2, 4, 1, and then back to 2, right? But once I reach this 1, I should be very, very happy. What that means is, I do not know the remainder for 2 raised to 67, but I know each 2 cube is going to give me a remainder of 1, right? So far this idea, because once I go to the next 2, to the fourth 2, you will see the remainder once again land back to 2. So because it was repeating in cycle, I repeated in words here, right, out of excitement. So this idea should be clear. That means my next challenge now becomes, which is pretty much the same thing, that can I think of 2 raised to 67 in terms of 2 cube raised to something? And yes, I can say this would be 22, and 1 2 will be left extra, and this is being divided by 7. We know each of these, there are a lot of 2 cubes, each of these 2 cubes is going to give you a remainder of 1. We tried it, we found the cycle. Once we reached a remainder of 1, that's what I did. I'm removing all of them and I get a remainder of 1. But I'll still be left with a 2. Now this 2 divided by 7 will give you a remainder of 2, right? And I know I am overall multiplying the remainder. So 1 into 2, my remainder is 2. So this is just to repeat the idea. One, that Whatever is happening to the dividend is happening to the remainder is what we learned in the previous chapter. We saw once again there is a cyclicity of remainders, which is pretty much the same thing, 2, 4, 1, and once again you get 2, you'll again get 4, and we are using the indices interpretation to go for it. You could have also gone for cyclicity. 67 will land on which remainder, 2 or 4 or 1. If you count 1, 2, 3 on your 3 fingers, where will 67 land? And that will be your remainder. So that idea gets repeated. And the second idea being that once you start with a remainder problem, often you will get another remainder problem. Try and find and get to a remainder of 1, because you know after that the cycle repeats, and you can group it like this and make your life easy, or you can use the cycle method.